Hey everybody, Marcus Crawford here with the Idaho Quadcopter channel. Hey, I have the DJI Mavic 3 Pro with me today. I am out at Julius Kleiner Park and we're going to make use of the three-eyed monster here. We're going to use those telephoto lenses. We've got the Idaho Potato Day celebration going on across the street at the park, and they got a bunch of stuff. They've got the giant potato on the back of a flatbed truck. A bunch of food trucks there, and I'm sure there's going to be all kinds of different potato dishes served, but all kinds of other celebrations and things going on, games, etc. So we're just going to put this guy up in the air, and we're going to look around over there and see what we can see. Use the telephoto camera to be able to stand way off and see what's going on and get that aerial perspective, right? And then when I'm done with the flight, I'll take the Action 2 camera, we'll walk over there and we'll look around a little bit. So yeah, give me just a second and let's get this bird in the air. Okay, we've got a screen recording started and the drone is reporting ready to go. So let's take a quick look at the safety menu as we usually do before we take off. And yeah, we're looking good. Got it in bypass mode, which we're going to be up there pretty high anyway, but return to home in optimal. Yeah, that not asking for any calibrations. What is our 35-meter return to home altitude, which is plenty for where we're at. Take a quick look at the battery, which is good, as I would expect. So I went ahead and put the drone into explore mode, and that way I can just scroll right through into those telephoto lenses. So we're shooting in 4K 30, everything in automatic. Let's go ahead and start recording now. And we got that recording started. You can see we're hiding behind the Burlington Coat Factory. Let me get out of the way so you can see the drone. Let's do an automated takeoff on the app. And I'm right next to my car here, so that the drone is going to be squawking at us quite a bit, but let's turn around so you can take a look at this bad boy. In fact, I'm going to turn off OA for just a second. That way we can bring this guy in here a little bit and you can take a look at it. So there's that big three-eyed monster there, and you can see my car is parked right there, so we're pretty close. But I think we can do a droney back here. So I'm going to turn bypass on, and yeah, let's quit messing around. Reverse and up now. Reverse and up. And you can see where I'm at here. And I forgot about the augmented reality where it's giving me the home point. Kind of surprised me when I looked down and I saw that H. So let's grab some altitude, and we can back up even more, and you can see where I'm parked, and you can get a good look at. Let me pick up the camera here. You can see all the activity going on at the park. So lots going on. And one of the things that we'll be able to do is stand off at a distance here. So let's kind of go ahead and do a rotation around. And we're kind of atop the buildings of the shopping center next door. So we're kind of, that way we can, the cool thing about this is we can stand off and we're not over the top of any people, and you can see, boy, the parking lots over there are really full up. This is the first time I've had a look at it too, and yeah, they're really filling up the parking lots. And look at all the vendor tents and stuff over there. So we'll go ahead and loop around, and yeah, we can see if we can get a view from the other side as well. Again, kind of the great thing about this drone is you have this ability to stand off and get these kind of shots. And this is on the wide angle lens right now, so we'll try it here in a little bit with the telephoto lens, but I kind of wanted to give you the big picture first. And you can see where I'm standing over there off in the distance. And I hear them starting on the PA system over there, so they must be starting some activities. I see some kids blow up stuff there. Oh, there's the truck with the Idaho potato on it. We'll zero in on that later on. Let me, I'm gonna back up some more here. Like I said, I'm gonna back away here. I wanna make sure I'm not over the top. You know, I don't know how far they're setting up out here, so I wanted to make sure I wasn't going over the top of any crowds, but it looks like we're in good shape. As you can see there, not much going on this end of the park, so it looks like it's all kind of focused on the end over there where the basketball courts are, etc. And we've done a complete loop here, so we'll get back over and then we'll zoom in a little bit and get you a closer look. We'll zoom in with both the 3 times tele lens and the 7 times tele lens. Lots of vendors. Okay, let's zoom in on with the 3 times tele. So I'm doing that on that right hand scroll wheel. 1.5. There's 3 times, and that got us to the to that lens. And you can see I'm going to half press the shutter button here to to focus. Yep, that got us set up. So, I mean, that brings it. I don't even know if we're going to need the 7 times because that brings us in awful close, doesn't it? Okay, let's rotate around. Well, I can see maybe to see some of the detail on some of this stuff. We may have to get in use that 7 times tele. But yeah, let's just keep moving around here. Moving a lot slower with this lens. So you guys have seen this before. That's the basketball court right there, and they set up all these. I know a lot of these are food vendors, I believe, because I know they were talking about that. They published a schedule. They're going to do a bunch of kids games and so forth. And you can see they've got some blow-up stuff for the kids, and looks like there's quite a few people over there already. We'll again, we'll do another loop with the 7 times telephoto here in a little bit. Pick up the camera and take a look at some of this other activity. Yeah, lots of folks in the park, and this goes on through the evening tonight. So I'm sure there's going to be, yeah, it looks like they've got some kids games going on already. That looks like a little racetrack, etc. That is my guess there. So this will be going on into the evening. Lots of things set up underneath the picnic shelter there. There's always all kinds of events that happen there. When we had our Corvette Club Vet Fest this year, that's where we had the kind of the main happening. And there's the potato truck. Yeah, it's out in the parking lot. Okay, so we'll get a better look at that too. I didn't see that earlier. So so let me pick up the camera and kind of zero in on it. See, that's a giant potato on the back of a semi. I kind of thought they'd have that in the middle of the park or something, but I guess not. So it's pretty much, everything's pretty much centered right in the middle of the park here. And like I said, a cool thing about this lens is we are way off at a distance, but we're able to get in close. So let's just kind of move sideways here and get you a look. Lots of vendors. So we'll get in, let's see if we can see what's going on down here. So that's the kids' play area down there. And yeah, you see a lot of trucks parked. So that's kind of the walking path. You see trucks parked on the walking path there. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know exactly what's going on, but we'll get in even closer with the 7 by tele lens here in a little bit. And that the giant potato truck is got to be right here. Yeah, there it is. It's across the street. Well, not, yeah, across the street in the parking lot. So that is the giant Idaho potato. And I guess that thing travels all around the country. They say they've had that in 49 states. So my assumption is that it has not been to Hawaii. So so let's go ahead. I think that's our cue to get in close, huh? Let me see if I can get centered up, and we're going to scroll on up to that 7 by tele, and we're going to get a good look at this thing. 6.2, there's 7. So back off just a little bit. I want to get on that 7 by tele lens. So yeah, I'm at 7.3 now on that tele lens. One of the things about Explorer mode is I never know if I'm actually cropped in on the sensor before it. In other words, on the 3x sensor, or if I'm at 7. So that's one of the reasons that you would not use the Explorer mode that I'm using now. But we got it. 7.1. We know we're on that sensor. But yeah, they said one of the questions that they always get asked is it real? Yeah, it's real. That's what they say. That's a big old potato. I don't know where they grew that, but yeah, looks like I'm willing to bet that they probably sell T-shirts and so forth. Kind of an interesting trailer there. I'm not going to comment on that, but kind of interesting. I wonder what they're selling. But anyway, so let's just kind of move sideways here. And it's amazing, I'm barely moving the stick, and obviously when you're in this amount of telephoto, it really moves. And yeah, we've got that car that you hear going by is a Viper with pretty loud pipes on it. So okay, so it looks like, yeah, so now we can get in really close on these vendors and see what's going on. I see a coffee stand there. We'll just kind of slowly move over here and take a look at these guys. You know, this is probably a good time. There's, yeah, TDS Fiber. Yeah, there's all kinds of different vendors, it looks like. And that Viper I was talking about is right behind me now. Sounds like a, you know, I like hot rods, but you know, that V10 and the Viper, it sounds like a UPS truck. So I probably offended a bunch of Viper fans now, but it's not the most pleasant exhaust note, I'll say that. And that one is particularly loud. That was an early one. That was a early 90s version of the Viper that went by. Sorry I didn't get a picture of it. But we should be talking about these vendors. So it looks like there's all kinds of vendors. A lot of this stuff, it's kind of a street fair, isn't it? It doesn't necessarily have everything to do with potatoes. It's a lot of other stuff. Yeah. So kind of cool being as far out as we are with the drone here. And in fact, I'll kind of center up here, and I'm going to scroll clear back out to 1 by so you can see exactly how far out we are, how far we are away from the event. So there's 1 by, and look at how far away we are. Let's go back to 7 by, and we'll kind of zoom in on some of the other stuff going on here. I like getting to 7.1, that way I know I'm on that next sensor. When you're in Explorer mode, obviously if you're not in Explorer mode, you just hit that button, but you got to stop recording to do that. So I don't, you know, like I said, I'm looking at these vendors, and it looks to me like it's all manner of different things. Not necessarily potato related. So I know we had a bunch of other stuff going on here. Yeah, there we go. That's the little racetrack that I was looking at before. And I think well, that's what I assumed that was. I thought maybe they were having some kids events and so forth going on there. I know there's a lot of games and stuff that they're going to be doing. And then as we scroll up here, we can see the bounce house that I'm sure there's about a jillion kids going through that. Oh, and I see some other vendor tents set up here, so we'll keep moving around and we'll take a look at some of that other stuff that's kind of in the center. I don't know, I was going to call it Broadway, but there's another center part of the park that I always call Broadway, so maybe we can call this kind of Main Street over here. Yeah, they're over there by the, in fact, let's see if we can get in even closer. So I'm going to zoom in even closer, but this will be cropping in on the sensor, so I won't vouch for quality here. But yeah, what do they got going on there? He's making something, isn't he? Yeah, we're at 28 by zoom right there, cropped in on that 7 by camera sensor. Yeah, looks like he was making something. So I want to go back out. Whoops, I went too far. There's 7.1, that's where I want to be. And let's see if we can just get a view of everything going on here. We got somebody standing there. Yeah, I don't know, that's kind of wild. I don't know what that is. Looks like he was making a speech or something. And let's keep going around. We're back a little further now. And if I pick up the camera here, you're going to see the kids section of the park where they have all the play structures, etc. Yeah, so I'm kind of yawing back this direction. And yeah, I think we've kind of looked at it all here. Okay, let me back off on the camera here. On zoom, let's go back out to 1 by zoom so you can see actually how far away we were from the action there. Looked like we were right up close, but we were a ways away. So yeah, let's we can be out over the pond and not bugging anybody, so I'm going to get the drone over the pond here. And we can zoom in a little bit from there and kind of give you the big picture. So when you so I'm going to call this center part here, and I'm going to zoom in now. We'll get down to that 3 by zoom, and I'm going to call that Main Street. Now we're on the 3 by zoom. So that main drag there, I'll call that Main Street, and I'm going to drop the camera down here. And when you see the kind of the center here, there's a walkway that goes down that north-south. I'm going to call that Broadway. So there's my new names for Kleiner Park: Main Street and Broadway. So let's just kind of move sideways here and give you another look from the perspective of the, you know, over the pond. You see the big potato back there? Okie dokie. Well, I think we have probably seen all we can see. Let's go back out to full wide angle and give you that look. And I'm going to go up. And we are way over the pond right now. Let's just kind of do a little bit of a droney here. And we'll go up to max altitude so you guys can get the big picture. And right there, we hit max altitude. I seldom fly this high, but I think it's helpful to kind of give you the big picture of the park and see what's going on. Okay, I'm going to bring the drone down now, and in fact, well, I'm going to get to the other side. We'll do a return to home from the other side, so that in its automated flight, it's not going to be flying over everybody. And you can see the parking lot I'm in there. This parking lot that I'm at is seldom used. A bunch of cars pulled up right before I got ready to take off. But anyway, it was just a good place to launch the drone from and to get over and show you the festivities at Kleiner Park. Okie dokie. I'm anxious to see how the drone handles this. We're at max legal height. I'm going to hit return to home, and let's see what the drone does. Return to home. And there we got that augmented reality. If you're seeing it on the screen recorder, and look, it's just a big arc. It's coming back down to us, and of course I'm next to the my car here, so. We'll see how it does as far as a precision landing. Drone is right above us, and it dropped its camera down. Let's see, it's going to be a little bit off. I don't want anybody to run over it, so I'm going to kind of stand kind of in front here. And yeah, it's not going to hit the pad, but it's going to be pretty close. And you saw the augmented reality where the drone was going to land there. Yeah, anyway, looking good. Okay, I'm going to shut all this stuff down, and we're going to go over to the park, take the Action 2 camera, and look around a little bit. Okay, to give you a little context here, that's what I call Main Street right behind us. And let me turn the camera around. Looks like they got some kids games going on over here. And old-fashioned popcorn. Well, that's better than the new-fashioned kind. And yeah, I see some Idaho potato balloons. And I don't know what this is snow cone. I don't know what's going on there. But we're going to head on down here. So Sarah is telling me it's potato prints. So they're doing them with ink. And you make an imprint with a potato. Well, there you go. Well, let's just walk around here and look around a little bit and see what we can see. So we'll walk down Main Street. Looks like they got drawings, lemonade, baked potato crepes, all kinds of grown in Idaho products to buy. Just what you would expect. Cotton candy. We'll see what else. Of course, you got to have face paint, right? I guess I wonder if they paint you like a potato. And watch out for guy on his three-wheeler there. But so then you got these, yeah, typical. Looks like they're selling some, what do they call those, Adirondack chairs. So it is a little bit of everything. Looks like they got. What do we got here? Some kind of a couch potato contest. Yeah, win prizes, football tickets, etc. I'm willing to bet this is some kind of baked potato stand or something. Lots of folks standing in line for that one, so whatever it is, it must be good. Let's see if we can get a look at the front of it. Yeah, Big K Barbecue, so that makes sense. That's a barbecue stand. And then what do we got here? Mini donuts. More old-fashioned popcorn, which of course is much better than the new-fashioned. Cake pops. Yeah, so it really is kind of a little bit of everything. And then, I didn't realize there were two different giant potatoes. You got one on a trailer. Oh, this is from the Idaho potato drop. So we better go in and get a closer look at that. So what this one does is every year, you know, if you go to New York City, they have the big star or whatever it is that drops. Right here you've got Idaho drops a potato, so they drop this thing every year. And yeah, so here on the basketball court we got some stuff going on. Bagels and potatoes, they go good. And Mi Lindo, Mexico. So lots of, well, it looks like all kinds of things for sale there. You would think that that would be some kind of a fruit snack, but doesn't appear to be the case. Hot dogs are always good. Let's just walk down the vendor area here and see what we can see. So you got, looks like they're selling, if you need a steak, you can buy some meat right there. Looks like you can buy a meat package. Hats. Yeah, so this is definitely just a little bit of everything here. TDS fiber. That's where I get my internet. And yeah, so we'll just walk down here. I'm not going to announce everything, but just kind of show you what's going on. Yeah, this is more of a street fair, I would say, than anything else. Yeah, almost whatever you want, you're going to find it here. It's not all about potatoes here in Idaho. Well, we got bourbon, tequila, and rye. Okay, there you go. Yeah, lots of stuff. Lost in the sauce. So a lot of people make their own barbecue sauce, etc. Smoked salsa, never heard of that. Cutlery sharpening, okay, that's got to be a popular one. Renewal by Anderson, everybody needs windows. So yeah, this is just kind of this is a kind of a catch-all of vendors that come out here for this. Looks like they've got some Funko toys there as well. I guess they know that there's going to be kids here, so that's going to be popular. Okay, we got one more lane to walk down here. So I kind of think you get the idea here. I'm just going to walk on down, and if I see something interesting, I'll turn the camera back on. But this is pretty much what you see at any kind of a street fair, etc. So they've got these potato sculptures all over the park here. It's kind of a cool feature. It is a potato festival after all, so pretty cool. Okay, now we're talking. Here's some real food: smoked turkey legs. This is what I'd call real Idaho food here. Got the good stuff. It looks like they're cooking them up right there. Hey, okay, I hope you enjoyed this one. We got to get up high. We used those telephoto lenses to get down and get a good aerial view of the celebration. Then walked around a little bit and kind of showed you what was going on. But obviously potatoes are a big part of the economy here in Idaho. So that's what this celebration is all about. And actually, this is the first year for it. Everybody calls it Idaho the Potato State, but this is the first year for Idaho Potato Days here at Meridian. But anyway, hope you enjoyed that. I guess that's about it. This is Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out. And if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. Most of all, I really appreciate you taking the time to look at this video. And of course, we'll see you on the next one. The giant Idaho potato right there.